Hello everyone, happy holidays, and welcome back to a very special Kit Bash showcase video. A promise is a promise, so I'm here on Christmas Day sharing with you guys what I think is a momentous achievement here. We have over 3,000 points of an all KROOT army, fully painted, based, kit bashed, the works. And for anybody that didn't see the last video we did at 2,000 points, what this is going to be is just an overview of the whole army. We're going to go over what each unit is individually and have a quick little talk about them, you know, maybe my idea behind it, or quickly what was used to make it. For more specific, you know, in-depth looks at the kit bashes and whatnot, several of those videos are already up on the channel for the individual units, and more are coming out all the time. So feel free to check some of those out if you're interested. But without further ado, let's jump into it and let's start going through the units one by one. So I'm going to start by going through the list as if you were making a list. I think that makes the most sense. So we're going to start with our HQs. What I'm going to do is going to probably, some of the things I'll try to pick up, some of them I might have to just, you know, zoom in for you guys. So starting with our HQs, we have quite a few now. I'm gonna get down here. We start with the leader of my army himself. This is KROOT Swiftwing, and he is the leader of my jungle race kindred. Now this is counts as COLDSTAR commander. Of course, COLDSTARs are flying battle suits, and so that is represented by the fact that he's on a freaking pterodactyl KROOT monster. So he's pretty cool. He's been the main leader of my army for quite a while, but he's kind of been dethroned a little bit lately. So these are some new models that are new to the army. We have here, and this guy was quite popular on Instagram. This is KROOT FARSIGHT. So that's Commander FARSIGHT, who is like the only melee Tau in existence. So we've represented him with this just gigantic, monstrous KROOT abomination. He's got a bone axe. He's got an executed Tau on his base. He's got a little sniper friend here because, of course, FARSIGHT does have a gun, but let's be honest. Is this guy going to be shooting guns? No, he's just going to be, you know, fucking eating people, it looks like. Disgusting. Yeah, he's super cool. He's definitely one of my new favorites for the army. Commander FARSIGHT. Here, this one was also quite the hit with everybody. We have Commander Shadowsun, or KROOTmander Shadowsun, or Commander Shadow KROOT, or whatever you want to call her. I think a certain Custodes has a thing for Shadowsun, doesn't it? Yeah, this was super fun to work with. This is, of course, the actual Shadowsun model. I've given her, you know, scary, monstrous KROOT talons, and then of course it is. So this is my only actual sort of battle suit in the whole Tau KROOT army. Of course it is a KROOT inside it, so that's pretty cool. And she does have her drones with her. I try to keep as many drones out of the army as I can, but obviously you can't really play Tau without any drones, so there is a couple in there. Moving swiftly along, we have this little friend here. This is counts as ethereal with AREBLADE. So of course he is a unique looking KROOT there with a big sword. He is the base for this is it's a unique Zangor, which is of course a Tzeentch demon. And I just had to do a couple little things, namely replace the bottom jaw, give him the quills, change his hands and his feet a little bit, but it wasn't too hard. It's pretty easy to make, so pretty simple there. This guy here, you may have seen, I just had some amazing custom artwork made for this guy. This is my KROOT Master Shaper. Of course, he is also executing a Tau. Such a unique looking model. He's got the half wing there. Very cool. I really like that guy a lot. And he's actually, like, considering everybody knows how bad in-game KROOT shapers are. He's actually killed like quite a few guardsmen in the couple games he's played. It's pretty funny. Alright, so last HQ here is really simple. This is my CADRE FIREBLADE. So of course he's just a little bit better armored KROOT. He's got his custom rifle there, he's got his little dagger out, he's ready to go. Of course he's no HQ would be complete without them kicking off a little rock thing, right? So yeah, that was one of the first HQs I did for the army, so people have definitely seen him before. Alright, so moving on from there, we have troops. So I have 3 units of 10 KROOT carnivores. And you might be asking yourself, well, Zach, some of those don't look like the normal KROOT carnivores. And you are very, very much correct, my friend. So some of these guys, there's a couple in each unit. So like this guy here, the head of this guy here, they are 3D prints. And those ones in particular are actually meant for Blood Bowl, like a KROOT Blood Bowl team that was made. That's of course by Felix the Crazy, the madman that makes all the awesome KROOT 3D print stuff. So they're super easy bashes to do. You just print the bodies out, and then you're still gonna have to buy the normal KROOT carnivore kit. But fortunately, it comes with some extra parts. So all you gotta do is some little arm swaps. You can see that guy there. I think I broke him in the last game, so I haven't repainted it yet. He just got glued back on. But so you can see there, that's just a normal KROOT carnivore with this custom spooky metal helmet. So a little bit more variety. I'll go over to the next unit of them. Oop, went past it. You can see some of the war gear he's been able to make for 3D print is pretty cool like that. I love the bone helmets and things. Even just the normal KROOT carnivore kit, I say this every time, like I'm very impressed with it. You get a lot of mileage out of it. Got one more KROOT carnivore over here. There's some pretty wacky ones in here. And this guy, it's a big double mohawk. This guy I made a little custom KROOT pistol for. That guy there, that's fine. He could almost be like a proxy for Darkstrider or something. He's got a pretty cool pose. Yeah, so KROOT carnivores, you know them, you love them. You know, they're not amazing in game, but they're pretty fun. Last but not least, I do have one in the back here, unit of KROOT FIREWARRIORS. Nothing special there at all. It's just Fire Warrior arms and torsos with KROOT heads and KROOT legs. And that was mainly just because I had the extra parts and I just wanted another troop for playing in the game. They're fine. They're nothing special, obviously. They're not nearly as fun as the rest of the army, so they're kind of like my least favorite unit. You know, the redheaded stepchild of the army, if you will. So that is troops. I guess technically next would be elites. So that would be our KROOTOX riders. And they were actually the latest Kit Bash showcase video. They got their own little time in the sun, as I think they deserve. They are pretty cool looking. Again, one of the newer units to the army. A lot of fun to make these, and they're probably the best KROOT unit in the game. You know, they shoot pretty good, they fight pretty good, they're pretty fast, they're pretty durable. They're a lot of fun in game. Yeah, they're really cool. I really like these guys a lot. I feel like they did a pretty good job of making each one quite unique looking. All the little details. Never get tired of doing the war paint and stuff on my KROOT. Some of it's hard to see. You see on his chest there, I did lots of tribal stuff. Yeah, so they're really fun. And if you guys have at any point here, if you're looking, you're like, man, your army is really just missing this one thing. Any suggestions or any things you would like me to add in the new year? Feel free to comment and let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. In particular, I do have a Patreon set up right now, and any suggestions that come from there, obviously, I'm gonna put priority on those. My one patron Penguins requested a specific video, and I got that made for him. So that was it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that people enjoy my stuff enough to want to support and help out like that. Sorry, got sidetracked. Moving along, fast attack. Tons and tons of fast attack in this army. I'm going to start with one of my new units that I'm super happy with. These flaming fire boys here are my KROOT Tetras. So Tetras are armed with a twin, whatever, pulse carbine little blaster gun. So for these guys, I actually made their bolas into a twin-gunned drone. I'll pick one of them up in a sec so you can see better. And then they also have like this really big special marker light they do. So for them, I'm like, that's the bola. It's like the KROOT swoop in, they light up the target, you know, they throw the fire at it, and then all the KROOT shoot better. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I'll pick them up here so you can see a little better. These guys don't have their own video yet, but a fair bit of green stuff work needed on the heads and stuff to make the model work. As you know, probably this is a Seraphon model, and that's supposed to be a skink. That's a skink that's riding it. Skinks are a little bit smaller than KROOT, but I have some tricks to making the KROOT heads fit on them. So that's them. Next fast attack. Oh, we'll go with what's right behind them. So I now have. I'll move these out of the way. I now have 6 Narlock riders. I think the last update I only had 5. I went ahead and finished my remaining one. Such cool models. These are of course 3D prints. These are a Legends unit. They're no longer available, but they do have rules. You can totally play them in your friendly games, and they're quite good and they're quite fun. You know, they're kind of up there with like Krootoks. Like, they're not amazing, but they're fun, and you can definitely have some cool moments with them in your games. And the guy that makes them, Felix, he's adamant that we still support Games Workshop, and I know he's spoken with them before. So in order to make these, you do still have to buy the carnivore kit, because you need the body and the head. When you print the model, it cuts off at the waist. So that's his way of making sure that we still support them, while also still getting the cool models that we want. So yeah, so I've got 6 of them, and yeah, that's them. Go to the next fast attack. We gotta come way over here. I have my KROOT Pathfinders, and for whatever reason, I just put so much effort into them. I wanted them all to be unique. You can see some of them are like sinking down in the mud. You know, every one of them is like this guy here. Pull him up here in the light a little better. This guy here. That oops, sorry. That bionic eye on him. That's like hand sculpted, or like that's green stuff sculpted. Yeah, and that guy and the posing the legs and stuff is really hard on them. They're very spindly. But yeah, I think they're really cool. I love the look of the railguns. They really look like a big sniper rifle, which I imagine KROOT would be all over. And then of course, yeah, they have their little drones, which are just drones, nothing special there. I realized at the very end that I completely forgot to talk about my KROOT hounds. Sorry guys, it's really late when I'm filming. But yeah, so I have 2 units of 5 of them. These are again 3D prints, again from Felix, and got quite a few different varieties here. My favorites though are my newest 2, which is this guy here, who is snacking on a Tau leg, and over the other unit, this guy here, who is snacking on a Tau arm. So nothing too crazy with them, but I just realized that, yeah, after I of course had stopped recording, that I'd completely forgotten these little guys. So yeah, 2 units of 5 of them. They're pretty cool. I like them a lot. I take them every game, whether they're good or not, just because I enjoy them so much. So yeah. Alright, so moving on from there, we have heavy support, and this is where I have some new stuff. I now have 3 1, 2, 3 great Narlocks. Pick this bad boy up. Again, these are 3D printed, as they are, of course, Legends models now, which is such a shame, because wouldn't it be awesome to just run a big old unit of them? Because you know, if they updated the rules, they'd probably let you take them in like a unit of 3 or whatever. But for now, 3 is the max you can have in an army, so I have 3, and they're just so cool. You know, it's like a dodo bird T-Rex. I mean, look at the size of them compared to the KROOT, right? Like, they're quite big. Now, they're not as big as our next unit, which is another new one. This is my KROOT Riptide. So I built it intending it to be a Riptide. I've intentionally made it as tall as possible. It's still a tiny bit shorter than like a normally built Riptide, although I know there's some filthy tournament players out there that have like made them kneeling or even laying down before. So it's actually pretty close to the height, and of course it's quite bulky and wide this way. So it's a pretty good stand-in for size for the Riptide. Obviously the Riptide is like a jetpack and stuff, but my imagination is that this just runs through walls instead of jumping over them, so kind of works. Kind of a lot cooler in my opinion, but you gotta hate on the Tau any chance you get, right? But anyways, so yeah, this is like, I imagine if these guys are like the predators of the jungles on Peck, then this is probably like the mega herbivore, right? Like this would be like your equivalent to a rhino or a hippo or an elephant, just kind of bulldozing through the underbrush. So yeah, we've got the big howdah on top, we've got some missiles, then we've got the big main gun, and a couple crew members, of course. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think he'll probably have his own kit bash video at some point, so we'll go over in greater detail what all you have to do to make this guy, because it is kind of complex, but not too much, so I don't do anything that's too crazy. Yep, nothing too crazy at all. Definitely didn't turn a fucking Jurassic Park toy into the star of the internet. But anyways, moving on. Next unit before the finale is just the KROOT broadsides, which I've had these forever. These were again some of the first models I had for the KROOT army. These are again 3D prints, and yeah, not too much to say about them. Obviously they get the job done. You can clearly tell that's a broadside with all the missiles. I've said this before, like I'm a lot less attached to these than some of my other ones, because for me, like I've now gotten to the point where like every model I buy and everything I get, I want to make it my own. I want it to be unique and special, and like I want to have a big part in the design, so to speak. So for me now to just buy a thing and print it or just build it as is, it's almost like not boring, but like it just doesn't feel the same anymore. So I still like them. It's a super cool model, very cool, and cool. It's cool in a way like I wish I'd made it myself. You know what I mean? So I think at some point, I have two of them, you can see that one over there. At some point I'm going to make some more, and I'll make them my own. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll make some more KROOT in suits, or I'll make some other like beast with like the big railgun thing mounted on top. I think that could be cool. So put him back, and of course they have a couple shield drones to go with them. So anyways, the grand finale, which of course everybody has seen by now, is of course the KROOT Taunar. It is massive. It is ridiculously massive. Like here's my Riptide proxy, and he's not even up to the top jaw. Like not even close. He's got a handful of KROOT crew riding on his back. It took roughly somewhere in the neighborhood of like 2.5 feet of green stuff to fill all the gaps, sculpt his face, sculpt his horns. The howdah took a ton, all the sandbags, and these are the real Taunar weapons, the main weapons anyway. Like you can buy them separately, so those are the real Taunar weapons. This is a plastic Jurassic World T-Rex that I green stuffed over and sculpted, and this is all scratch built from bits and pieces from 100 other things. He has his own video. Before anyone asks any questions, I go over everything in there, so feel free to go and check that out if you have any questions. But yeah, if you are still hanging out here, what are we, 19 minutes in, I assume your family gathering is either, you know, maybe it's not going so well, maybe your family is just a lot more boring than I am. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, in either case, I hope everyone's having a safe and happy holidays. I hope you're having lots of good drinks if that's what you're into. Hope you're seeing loved ones and family, and maybe getting a game or two in. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I will probably be busy for the next week or so, so probably no no live streams or anything in that time, but like I said, so this video is going to go up Christmas Day. I can probably squeeze in one more something in there. Yeah, so anyways, thanks for hanging out with me, guys, on this special of days, and I just wanted to give a big thank you again to my patron penguins, and I would like to give a big thank you to everybody for all the words of encouragement, the comments, the likes, the follows. It all means a lot to me, and it really encourages me whenever I get in a hobby slump, to keep working on these sorts of things. Like, this was 3,000 points of KROOT painted last year, and that's on top of all my other stuff. I did some knights, I did some world eaters, I started a whole other army that's going to be my main focus for next year, as well as expanding on the KROOT. I think I don't want to take any wild guesses, but I think we can probably add another 1,000 points next year. So make sure to like and subscribe. Make that second account, make an account for your cat, make an account for your girlfriend. Who am I kidding? Probably don't have one of those. Get those numbers up. As I said before, at 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a cool giveaway. I'm going to be giving away some custom-made models by me. So if that's interesting to you at all, feel free to share that around. I'll do the proper social media thing where I say, oh, give me a follow and you'll be entered into the contest or whatever. So anyways, see you guys. Bye for now.